You're watching NewsX. My name is Vineet Malhotra. Suspended AAP legislator Tahir Hussain has been sent to 7 days police remand. Exclusive new details have emerged from his interrogation. NewsX has learned that between 24th February and 27th February, Tahir's mobile phone could be traced in Mustafabad. Chandbagh also falls in Mustafabad. On the 27th of February, his location was found in Zakir Nagar. After this, his phone was switched off. And after the riots, Tahir turned on his old SIM and spoke to one Aam Aadmi Party leader. Some lawyers, as per sources, were also contacted by Tahir Hussain. Moreover, Tahir, we are learning from our sources, has given contradictory statements regarding his whereabouts. As per his first claim, he was in Mustafabad near his house during the riots. And as per a second claim made by Tahir, he was a victim as he was rescued by the police on the night of the riots. And what does this really mean? What kind of a role and what kind of a suspense is building up on Tahir Hussein's involvement in the Delhi riots? Well, that is something that we need to discuss with our panelists. Joining me on the show is KC Sharma of the BJP, Dr. Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst, Joyita Basu, editor of the Sunday Guardian, Sumit, political analyst, and last but by no means the least, Manish Pandey, editor of ITV Network. Joyita, let me start by asking you that, it's too early to say whether Tahir Hussain was involved or not involved, but everything that he's done so far and all the visual evidence that we have also seen can be in fact concluded and synopsized in, just this one little phrase that we smell a rat.
Yes, obviously. In fact, all of us have seen that video where he is seen with a stick and the riots are going on, and it's a fact that his house was used to throw Molotov cocktails, and stones to people down there, people who had gathered over there. So all that video evidence is already there. Now, of course, he has also floated a video where he is seen to be saying that he was a victim and people were coming to attack his house and that he should be rescued and all. But a lot of questions have been raised about that particular video, but if his statement is not matching, then obviously there is a rat somewhere. Something is wrong somewhere. So I think the police needs to investigate it more. Obviously he has to be given a fair, investigation should be fair, but at the same time something is definitely wrong.
Okay. Sumit, what do you think that, if Tahir is convicted, which he will be, of the kind of visuals that we have seen, they seem very convincing that he was just, loitering about on the terrace when the entire northeast Delhi was burning. You could see him running here and there, but, actually there was, he did not look with the intent of actually going down or, reaching out to people who could in fact douse the situation. He looked to be inflaming the situation even further. And the fact of the matter is that he is a part of the Aam Aadmi Party and he had his aide also, who was helping him out in orchestrating these particular riots. What kind of a fallout is the Aam Aadmi Party going to have if this man is convicted of the crimes that we think, or perhaps let me amplify, we believe that he has committed?
I think Vineet ji, couple of points here. First of all is, you see, there has been media reports about how many calls he has made to who all in Aam Aadmi Party. So there are 3 or 4 prominent people where he has made a lot of calls.
He's made calls to, to the top leadership in the Aam Aadmi Party.
So why was he doing these calls? And one of them says 50 calls, 40 calls, 10 calls and all. When did he call? What happened in these calls? Why were they being called? What exactly was he discussing? Where was his phone location? And what's very important fact about any dreaded criminal is, they keep on changing statements. आप 5 बार सवाल पूछेंगे, 5 नए जवाब देंगे. And now where was he? Why was he hiding? What was his house being used? He's always alleging that I was a victim. There's one option like a Facebook Live. He could have gone on a Facebook Live and said, look, I'm here and my house is being tarnished. Kindly come and help me. Now releasing a recorded video at some time back, edited video and all is not going to help him, because now this brings us to a very important point, Vineet, which I have been always making. These riots were orchestrated. There were people who were colliding and who were making these riots happen. This was not a normal riot, because 800 rounds fired. You see this riot factory, you see the amount of damage, 400 stabs to IB officer, Ratalal gets killed. We have DCP almost, critically injured. ACP literally risks his life to save him. Now the videos are out, how the Delhi police was outnumbered and how they were attacked from all the sides. Now these people, and there are videos with these people wearing helmets and firing guns, right? Pistols. Now, do you think this all was an organic riot? Do you think bullets are fired in organic? Do you have riot factories, your slings, ISIS-style slings and all that? So this all relates. So there were some active players who all were involved in orchestrating this and creating a narrative in this. And evidently, it looks like Tahir is quite hand and glove into it. I mean, why does he need to hide? Why does he need to change statements? And obviously, the most important thing is those phone calls. Why was he calling these people? What they have got to do with it? I mean, that is all the subject matter of investigation. And now Delhi police has also learned that, now today we have seen the Pakistani hand also coming into it. Now Pakistan and some of the Indian so-called great journalists giving interviews to CNN. Now this Tahir Hussain, right factory, ab sabko jodi and Trump is here. Now this all looks a much bigger conspiracy against the national security. It's no longer about the Delhi riots. It's a threat to them because the way it's organized beneath, it has all four sides intact and everybody is walking and working in tandem. Aap ye karo, I'll finish, then you do it, then you do this, and then there are some people who we discussed in your show, they were tweeting about Prime Minister Modi. Some of the gang members were also coming and writing articles on these Western medias and all. See, Vineet, this is all happening at the same point of time. These 100 plus Pakistani handlers. So do you think it's still an right which broke up? It is very goddamn organized, and I think Tahir Hussain is just one of the members of the whole gang or the ecosystem who is doing that.
Okay, Mr. Rakesh Rai, former IPS from Lucknow, is also with us, but let me in fact go to Manish first. Manish, what if it is later on discovered that, that perhaps Tahir was not just a cog in this entire mayhem that ensued in Delhi, but he was perhaps one of the prime orchestrators? Do you think this investigation and the kind of evidence that is churning out against him and the kind of feelers that we have seen, especially after watching that video and his flip-flop on his own exoneration and statements and his whereabouts, is directly pointing towards, incriminating Tahir at a very high level?
Vineet, first of all, in crime terminology, till he is an accused, he has a breathing space. But court giving a 7-day police custody is not without a reason.
Correct.
That means there is a whiff of something they have. Correct. For which he has been given, and then you have already discussed, and the other panelists have already discussed in detail on the phone connections and all. But the thing is, I have been told by some of my sources of the old crime reporting that he was bombarded with questions today. In fact, there have been like 20 odd questions in which I think police has got the compulsion to seek a police custody because they want, because this is all about the riots, by the way. The IB officer's death is yet to be probed.
Correct.
And that is also, he is being alleged on that count as well. So there are too many things, and all colluding with this phone call things, which is taking you back to closer to the epicenter of all this near Shaheen Bagh in the East Delhi and Southwest Delhi, is something which is troubling. And I am more troubled and puzzled that if this was happening at the time of Trump, that means a homegrown terrorism is also we have to fight while we are fighting a war on the border sometime. To imagine these people who had all these arsenal ready on the terraces.
Correct.
How will they attack? And it was not happening away from Delhi. It was happening in Delhi, just 16 or 15 kilometers away from where the most powerful president of the world, or the person of the leader of the world, was having a meeting with your own prime minister.
Correct.
So police is serious. Police must have picked up some clues. And just because
the clues were on our screens, we saw all those Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, we have seen that. But the thing is, there are still those Twitter handles defending on something like this is some sort of fake propaganda going on, anti-Muslim, all those things going on. But the thing is, we have to be police is cautious in just coming out with something when they get something. I am pretty sure that he is just one key to something bigger which is going to be unfolded.
It's not all about him.
Okay. This is not about him.
There are much bigger people then we go to Dr. Abbas. All right, Jyota,
who could have planned.
You see, Manish talking about Twitter handles defending him. I just want to point out, you see, it's sad.
Javed Akhtar defended him.
No, that's what I'm saying. Some of the blue tick handles, that means they have been verified by Twitter. These are the handles, and some of them apparently are supposed to be fact check Twitter handles. They are the ones who have been defending him. And it's surprised that, how can you do something?
Are you saying verified accounts were defending
Yes, there have been. If you go through the Twitter, you will
apart
find...
Apart from Javed Akhtar?
Apart from, even Javed Akhtar is a verified account, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay, so there are several verified accounts, And this is the problem. This is the problem with, you know, the whole way the narrative is building up in this country. It's you know, us versus them that has come in, and in the middle of it, the country's interest can go take a walk.
Okay,
that is what is happening.
All right, perhaps the country's best interest was not on Tahir's mind. Dr. Abbas, where do you stand on this? On one hand, you have, you know, a lot of gut feeling surrounding you when it comes to Tahir Hussein's situation. We have seen those videos. Dr. Abbas, I hope you have also seen those videos where Mr. Hussain can be seen on his own rooftop escorting some of these criminals, flanked by these criminals, while the city burnt right behind him, and all you could see was a silhouette of this failed politician who is a member of the Aam Aadmi Party. Where do you stand? Is it too early to judge his involvement? But going by the way he's been speaking to the media and the kind of body language that he's displayed also, it seems that he's self-incriminating himself every time he comes in front of the camera. Where do you stand on this?
Well, Vineet Malhotra Sahab, I have a blue tick verified handle, and I can tell you that I have not defended Mr. Tahir Hussain, but I certainly do raise questions. Of course, we both do, of course. So, the question that I try to raise here is, it's very interesting how all of us panelists are trying to be detectives, police officers, when there are police investigations team to do their job. Our Constitution of India says innocent until proven guilty.
Are you defending him?
I said till he is an accused, he has a
raising
breathing
question
space.
does not mean defend. Raising questions does not mean defend. Defending is saying that no, Tahir Hussain has not done it. Police is trying to get him involved. No, I'm not saying that. That is defense. Let there be a fair trial. Let there be a fair investigation. And if Tahir Hussain is found to be guilty, put him behind bars. And like Arvind Kejriwal ji said, give him double the punishment, the harshness of punishment. If he's responsible for what happened in Delhi, then I think nothing less than a capital punishment. But my questions that I raise is, there is the DCP Northeast Delhi, Mr. Ved Surya, who escorted him personally. He made several calls for help that his house is being attacked. He made calls to Aam Aadmi Party leaders. He made calls to several police officers. What I'd say is also, absconding is wrong. What he did when there was an arrest warrant on him, FIR filed, he should have gone and surrendered himself. But absconding from there is wrong. That gives different notions that you could be guilty and trying to hide. Of course, that is an error. That is an error which he has done. But what I'd say, Vineet Sahab, to be fair and square, there needs to be a clear-cut investigation, which I'm sure the police will do, because they are experts, we are not. Trial by media again saying, oh, he's done it, oh, he's not.
But Dr. Abbas
is nothing.
Dr. Abbas,
What we see is the partial truth.
Okay.
Only when there's ask your question.
Okay, no, that question is not for you. That question is not for you. It's just an observation that I'm making.
Ask your question.
That I've made, and I want KC Sharma to come in on this. Mr. Sharma, do you think this is the kind of
please.
This is the kind of response that we always come up with?
KC Sharma.
That we always come up with. You know, if you talk about talking about the police's role in the Delhi riots, then a lot of our panelists, let me not name them, went on to say yes, they were complicit. Why wasn't an investigation spoken of then? Why is the investigation spoken of when Tahir Hussain is involved? At your own risk, Manish. All right, go ahead.
Vineet, I'll just jump in, Vineet. Dr. Abbas, as you have been telling us that we are not any investigating agency. We have done crime reporting, so there are many unanswered questions. And I have said the first line, till he is an accused, he has a breathing space. But police custody for 7 days could not be without a reason. So police is investigating. But if all that comes true, then there is a problem.
Okay, we also have a former
we
IPS
have all the
officer
right
on
to
the show.
raise questions.
Mr. Rai, where do you stand on this? The court. Okay, Dr. Abbas, I'll come to you.
Manish,
We're talking. All right, Dr. Abbas, we're talking about investigations. We have a former IPS officer on the show, Mr. Rakesh Rai. Where do you stand on this? The court has said that 7 days is what you need to figure out what Tahir's role was in the mayhem in Northeast Delhi. Manish has made a point saying that the court cannot issue such an order without certainty of his involvement, or rather, to some extent, a feeling that he was involved, and there could be a lot of things that he's hiding, and that is the reason why 7 days have been granted to the police. We have also seen people go for remands for a couple of days, but this is 7 days.
Basically, when police arrest somebody or if somebody comes to their custody during investigation, so within 24 hours they have to produce the accused before magistrate, and during 24 hours they talk to the person and they get a lot of information from him, and then there are many other evidences available to the police. So based on the evidences which police possess in their possession, and plus whatsoever the accused has informed them, all those information is put up before court, and then the police requests magistrate to give them for police custody remand, so that the person in police custody can help in collecting the information, further information. And this is a very huge investigation, in which if we go by what media has shown to us, what has come in newspapers, I like to tell you the way, I mean, there are few things which are linked with each other. If you see the Shaheen Bagh agitation, it continued, it started 70 days, 80 days before Mr. Trump came. It continued, unabated it continued. And the people who were coming, the attendees who were coming to participate in that agitation, they were not coming on their own. They were not forced also. They were allured. We have seen videos where Tahir Hussain he has hired taxis by which he was bringing people from the bus stations and their places. There was a video in which it was shown that there was in one lane there were ladies who were standing in a queue and the money was being distributed to them. Maybe wrong, maybe right, I don't know. But it was a well-known fact that people who were coming there, ladies who were coming there, they did not even know what was CA, what is NRC, what is NPR, they didn't know anything. But, I mean, just because they were tempted to come for money and for food, and yes. So, and the moment this riot happened, and after that, when involvement of Tahir Hussain came in the matter, then after you see the Shaheen Bagh agitation is slowly it is fizzling out. Now there are not so many people which are there because the money which was being provided, the facilities which were provided there, now that is being taken over. So, and this investigation, I will like to tell you, Mr. Vinitji, you will find it, Ankit Sharma, there has been report in the media that Ankit Sharma was investigating about Tahir Hussain. And the way Ankit Sharma has been killed, he has been stabbed 350, 400 times. I mean, one person to kill him only, I think 2 or 3 stab wounds would have been enough, maybe 5 and 10. But if somebody is trying to mutilate the body, even dead body, that shows the anger and revenge taking that passion, the way he has been mutilated and he has been killed.
He was butchered, rather.
And his, hello?
Yeah.
Are you getting my
voice? Yes, Mr. Rai, we are. Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Rai, can you hear me? Okay, there seems to be a problem. There seems to be a problem with the audio. I want KC Sharma to come in on this. In fact, KC Sharma, it's an interesting point that Mr. Rai has made, that Ankit Sharma was investigating Tahir Hussain, and if that does come out to be true, it's going to be in an entirely different tangent to look at the Northeast Delhi riots.
It's actually a big conspiracy, and we need to understand into the phases. The first phase was the misinformation campaign, and that campaign created a fear. That the fear was not a real fear, but it was created through the misinformation campaign. And then by using the money and other kind of
He said the money has been withering out ever since the Northeast Delhi riots happened. People who were in fact sending money for the Shaheen Bagh protest.
Sir, I'm coming out onto that also. So the money was used to gather the people and calling so-called, you can say, celebrity to address them and incite the kind of passion. And then it came to create the same kind of the spot on a different place of the Delhi. So small spots were created, and then certain sleeper cells were prepared to do something when President Trump is here. So those cells got activated. There was no problem into the you can say the area where the riots were happened during the Trump visit earlier. So those places were active when the Trump was there. So why they were active? Because there was the nexus and there was the coordinated efforts from the multiple team. So first the misinformation campaign, then the you can say managed agitations, then the riots.
Sumit, I want Sumit to comment on
I'm
this,
coming in.
Mr.
Please,
said.
I will just list.
Okay, finish up, Dr.
And then the urban Naxals. I'm saying again, the urban Naxals took over and they were defending and trying to divert the narratives. They were defending like Tahir Hussain is innocent, why the Tahir Hussain home is only been sealed, why nobody else homes is been sealed. So they were not talking about the 500 people were gathered over there, they killed so many people, they were throwing the stones, they were doing everything which they should have not done. But they were defending proudly. And the blue tick holder so-called, they were also the ex-MP, they are also celebrities.
Dr. Abbas, I'll come to you. I want Sumit to comment on this and then we'll go to Dr. Abbas. Sumit, comment on this. Okay, Mr. Sharma, we don't have time. We have to include all the guests. Okay, Mr. Sharma, you've made your point. Sumit, go ahead. All right. No, I can't allow you to speak anymore. Mr. Sharma, you've spoken more than your quota. Okay.
We need a couple of points. First of all, let's not forget one fact. There's a FIR registered against Tahir Hussain by Delhi police for the murder of Ankit Sharma, right?
Right.
So FIR is only registered when they have some prima facie evidence. Before that, police does not register any FIR.
It could be circumstantial as well.
So the police officer on the panel will validate that. Then what he rightly said is produced to the court. And after the court is when you get a 7 days judicial custody, means there's something serious. And Delhi police has a right to ask for more custody even after 7 days. It does not end like that. So, but having said that, till the time it is proved, he's proved guilty, he's kind of deemed as innocent by the law of the land. But he's accused. Today he's accused and there's a strong case against him. Now, talking to what I've been telling, Vineet, it's a much bigger conspiracy. Vineet, I'm not telling this today. I've been on record.
What's the conspiracy?
I'm on record.
Is he behind the Shaheen Bagh funding as well?
There are a lot of people.
Is he behind that?
Look at 120 crores from PFI.
Why was Ankit Sharma investigating him according to you?
What about 120 crores of the PFI funding? Today there was a news channel, I don't want to name because it's not fair. They counted 18 ladies in Shaheen Bagh today. What happened to those thousands of ladies? I've been always saying that there is money, there is biryani, there are tents, there is 3-layer security. Where are those thousands of people gone? Where have they disappeared?
Joyita, has
because
Shaheen
the
Bagh
money
finally
is running
withered
out.
away?
Law of diminishing returns, money is running out.
Okay.
And the interesting part is, Vineet, the ladies did not even know why they are there.
Okay.
I mean, if you want, I can name the channel, but it won't be fair because they are your competitors. They had gone there. It was a live show. The whole nation saw 18 ladies. I mean, where are those thousands of people disappeared? Where is this organic movement? Where is this people's movement? Leaderless movement, funding.
Let's ask Dr. Abbas and then we'll go to Joyita. Dr. Abbas.
And this is what I predicted. And I challenge them.
Shaheen Bagh is fizzling out.
If your cause has a legitimacy, go and protest. Go and protest for 10 years.
What?
बंद क्यों कर रहे हो यार? 10 साल protest करो ना.
Dr. Abbas, what Sumit P just said, that Shaheen Bagh is fizzling out, it's withering away.
I shall come in.
As compared to a few thousands, it's only.
First things first.
Okay.
Does my good friend Sumit Peer alleging that the women at Shaheen Bagh are taking money? Do you allege that, sir?
No, I mean there have been
that
videos.
Has been alleged by a whole lot of people.
There are
not
videos
just
out
by
there.
Mr.
I have not taken a video, but I'm saying there's money around. Because these kinds of arrangements don't run without money, my friend.
These are the two things that have been doing the rounds.
No, it's not about a lot of people.
I mean, poor people do not give up their livelihood and sit there for days.
Dr. Abbas.
TV monitor. Ma'am, my question is addressed to Sumit Peer. Don't jump in, please.
That's okay.
Let's have a civil debate.
Don't worry about
Sumit Peer, you are alleging that, right?
You do not teach me what to do and what not to do.
If there was a
Dr. Abbas, I'm the only one asking questions here.
Then don't jump in. Don't interrupt, please.
Nobody's interrupting, Dr. Abbas. Nobody's interrupting.
Okay.
You're not running the show. I am running the show. I asked you a question. I want you to answer it.
May I answer, Your Honor?
Yeah, you can.
May I answer, Your Honor? All right, thank you. Okay, so firstly, it's wrong to say taking money unless and until you have enough proof of that. It is absolutely wrong to say that. There have been a BJP IT cell doing all it takes. Had there been, sir, we have 400 media channels, the proof would have been out. So if you do not have a proof, do not make this wild basis allegation that they're taking money.
Okay, Dr. Abbas. Dr. Abbas, I have a question for you.
There have been videos out. Then why are 18 people today there? What happened to those thousands of organic protesters? What happened to those thousands of organic
Dr. Abbas.
protesters? Why are 18 people there? What happened to those thousands of protesters? Where have they disappeared? What happened to your tents?
Dr. Abbas.
What happened to your agitation? What happened to those thousands of people who were passionate? And you know, Vineet, that's why I'm saying this was done in Shaheen Bagh for media attention. I told you, move the protest from Shaheen Bagh, there will be people who will disappear. This is what happened.
Okay,
My
Dr.
point
Abbas.
is proved. This is what happened.
Okay.
18 log the bhai wahan pe.
Okay, Dr. Abbas.
Kahan gaye?
Do not speak if you don't have truth.
No, I'm telling you the truth. You want me to name the channel? You name the
Okay,
channel.
Joyita, you want to
It's
come
a
in on this?
national channel.
Joyita, okay,
Don't
all right,
lie, 18
Sumit,
people
all right.
they
Let
counted
Joyita
live.
come in. Let Joyita come in. Let
They
Joyita come in.
counted live.
Okay,
That's
okay.
not what I am alleging.
Joyita, 10 seconds.
Go and find the video on Twitter.
All right.
You're allowed on Twitter. Go
We
and
would
find
have
that
spoken
video.
about this a lot more, but we have to go for a break now. All right. Okay, Dr. Abbas, don't lose your shirt. All right, Dr. Abbas, calm down. Calm down. Have some water.
मैंने थोड़ी ना वीडियो बनाया है.
Okay. Joyita, 10 seconds and then we wrap up.
No, basically what since we are talking about Tahir Hussain, let's also not forget about the foreign hand in this case. And it is a fact that Pakistan has been carrying out a campaign against us for a very long time now, and especially Pakistan is in a state of complete desperation and depression ever since that Article 370 move, which has delegitimized, they think that we are trying to delegitimize their claim on Kashmir. So a lot of money is pouring in from Pakistan. A lot of fifth columnists have got involved in this country against India's interests, people who are pretty closely aligned with Pakistan. I am certain the money that may have come in from outside the borders also will be looked into this particular case.
All right. In fact, Tahir Hussain is in the middle of a lot of trouble, and rightly so. But like Dr. Abbas also said, we'll have to wait for these 7 days to be concluded and figure out where the investigation is headed. But from all the videos that we have seen and from the kind of behavior which has been up for display by Tahir Hussain, like I said in the beginning of the show as well, there seems to be, some issue. There's we smell a rat, if I can put it that way.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.